Good evening all, this is Tim, another film from the workshop. I've been working on the pneumatics today, which will presently be elevating and depressing the turret and the gun cradle. Here on the left you can see a three-way union fitting, and then the three little fittings which take the 2mm diameter hose from the high pressure cylinder. This enables one feed, servo operated feed, to elevate both rams with an equal pressure, and similarly there'll be a second one which does the reverse. Because I've had to retrofit this, the original intention was to use a mechanical ram, or electromechanical rather, and that didn't work, it didn't have enough power. So I'm having to work with the sort of extant legacy stuff on the rest of the turret. So this white piece is just a little housing for these two unions, and then a cover plate, and the whole lot will be painted in one go, and essentially it's tucked out of sight, but I'll mask off all the holes obviously first, and then paint it. And then to the right you can see an assembled one. So you've got the single feed coming in to elevate the guns, and then two of those coming off. If I take the top cover off, you can see what's going on. Right, it's top cover off, and you can see how these are arranged. Like everything on the turret, these have been done so they're screwed together rather than glued, so that I can take the thing apart and get to things if need be. In a similar vein, I've got the three rams over here. I'll just draw this back a bit. Oh, wait, there we go. So the one on the left is the old one, which had the Faulhaber motor, reduction gearbox, and then drove a lead screw which carried a lead nut attached to the extending portion. It did work, didn't work reliably, and it wasn't nearly powerful enough, hence going to pneumatics. The best fit for the pneumatics relative to the sort of approximate length it should be was this SMC Japanese made ram, which has an absolutely beautiful action, and that's a 60mm stroke 30mm either way, and then to get that to resemble the dimensions of the proper one, I'm just going to move the camera now. I've made a number of cladding pieces which go onto the ram. They'll be stuck in place just with glue. And then this here is the trunnion that goes into the receiving fixed hole in the main structure of the turret, so that as this pushes and this needs to tilt, it's able to turn about this trunnion. And then finally there's a little fitting on the end. These steel pieces here will need to be cut down, but I'm having a jolly good think about that before I do it, because not cheap, these things. Well, actually I suppose they are. They're about $18 each US. So there we are, lots of interesting things happening. So today on mostly drilling and tapping holes and getting things ready for painting, on which note, if I come over here, these are the 100 or so brass clips that have been made to hold the window to bolt to the main structure of the turret. So yeah, lots to do at the moment, and all quite interesting. You'll see there's a big pile of NBF under the drill. That's because I'm now moving towards cutting out the pattern that'll make the plug, that'll make the mould, that eventually results in some nice curved windows. I'm going to have to do that myself, because to get it done commercially was just way too expensive. So to which end I've been recommissioning the router and after 2 years of faultless use, the laptop PC that I use to communicate with the CNC machine has died a death. Not being particularly familiar with the laptop, so I'll get Maria to take a shuffle at it in case it's figure trouble on my part, but I think it's dead and gone, so I'll have to procure a new router and then load all the software onto it, and oh well, never mind. So yeah, lots of things happening and making progress, and I'm certainly enjoying the pneumatics. One thing I didn't draw attention to in the bag here, I'll zoom right in so hopefully you can see them. Those are little collets that go over the 2mm PVC tube, and then when the tube is put onto one of these fittings on the end, that collet is then forced towards this and forms an airtight seal, and also one that won't blow off when there's pressure in the unit. So all going well. The intention is to when this stuff's fitted to the turret, is the 2mm line is very plasticky, and it is black, but it looks very modern. So I'm going to probably cover that in some heat shrink tape to get a matte surface, and probably distress it a bit with paint and sandpaper and whatnot to make it look not so horrendously shiny. But that's an easy job, and then I've got lots of little clips that I printed ages ago which will take those lines and neatly out of the way. So there you go, lots of interesting stuff happening. As usual, give me a like or ask questions. I'm very happy to talk about these things, and I'll see you next time. Oh, one other thing, when these came, on the end of them was this steel nut, which is an M8 nut. Just screws on there like that. Now I don't want that because it doesn't look like the real one, so what I've done is I've made a fitting that appears like what is at the top of the real RAM, and then carefully threaded that M8 so that will screw. It's difficult to do at arm's length. That will screw onto there. Oh, I see, that's not the threaded one. Never mind. I have threaded one of these and it does go on. So again, to so that the unit resembles what should be there, but looks correct and functions. Now these two holes in the Mac are obviously again, take these fittings here for the supply of air up or down for the RAM. Yeah, there you go, that's it.